Hi there, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you're doing well. I don't know about you, but I am stressed and I realised just how much it's really important to have de-stress time. So I've got a nice little setup here. I've got a colour-in calendar, so I have some nice colouring pens, and I asked you guys for some questions and you actually responded. I was low-key terrified that nobody would answer and I'd look like a bit of a fool. I lived through the fear, I did it anyway, and alas, I have questions to answer. So let's begin. Pratia Petri? Sorry. This is gonna be a running theme. I don't know how to pronounce things. Why did you make a YouTube channel? I'm actually so nervous about this because I've never done a Q&A, so I'm gonna start de-stressing. At first, it was like the idea that a lot of people were making YouTube channels and I wanted to be like a vlogger. I thought that could be really cool, but I had no confidence, so I thought, well, I'll do something that I'm good at and something that could actually get me somewhere. I really liked the idea of using YouTube to build up an audience for my singing stuff because I've known from a very young age that I wanted to be a singer and it seemed like a logical move. Actually, it's funny because the first K-pop cover that I did, Save Me by BTS, I didn't expect anyone to watch it except for the two friends I had that got me into K-pop and my mum, because I made her watch all my videos. But then suddenly that got like 50 views and at that time it was like, oh my gosh, this is massive. So I started doing those a bit more, and as time's gone on, that's like become my thing. My Life 08 has asked, how long have you been doing music? The first official documentation of me singing was when I was 2 years old and sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on repeat when my parents kept telling me to go to bed. The thing is, my mum made the mistake of asking. She was like, okay Emily, do you think it's time to go to bed now? And I sat there and went, no, twinkle twinkle little star, and I don't know why they didn't stop me sooner because the video is like 20 minutes long and apparently I was going for longer. So I've been singing basically all my life. Also, Issa asks, where did you learn to sing? Largely through choir, copying everyone else. When I went into year 6, I was given a choral scholarship by the school, which meant I got like free singing lessons for a year, and that was classical style, and I just started pop lessons, and I think that was around the time I'd started piano as well. But then I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing classical singing now too, and actually I'm really glad that I did that because I got a kind of good foundation in like the technical stuff, while also then being able to like use it for my pop music. The first question I got on Instagram is a very, very important one. It's, is rhubarb a vegetable? Thanks, Poppy. I thought rhubarb was a fruit, okay? That's what I believed, and I asserted it with confidence and I was wrong, and I admit to my mistakes. We grow, we learn, and it's not a bad thing to be wrong, you know? If we're able to accept our flaws, accept that we've made mistakes, you know? What's the problem? How old are you? I am 22. Also, I was asked who is your favourite BTS member, and honestly you don't know how difficult a question that is. Like, I've made peace by now with the fact that I have two favourite members, so Yoongi and Jungkook. When my friends told me he was called Sugar, at first I didn't realise it was a stage name. I thought that was his actual name. I was like, oh that's funny because that's like sugar. Because also I'm English, we don't pronounce R's anyway, so, you know, I didn't know the difference. Looper227 asks for a song that describes me perfectly. This is really difficult. It would be very cliche to say one of my own songs because it's written from my perspective. Honestly, there are different songs that I go to depending on the mood that I'm in. And doesn't a lot of this come down to how we see ourselves as well? I was talking to my friend the other day about like the idea of sub-personalities and like how we have different identities for ourselves based on the character traits that other people have put onto us, and then we end up incorporating those traits into our view of ourselves, even though it's just something that somebody else sees in us and it might not necessarily be the way that we see ourselves. What was the question? Why did I start talking about this? A song that describes me. Yeah, basically, it depends what sort of mood I'm in. Yikes, we do love a tangent. TomTom Satnav asks, how is your quarantine life? And you know what? It's not bad. As I said at the beginning, I was getting quite stressed about work stuff, but like, taking some time to recenter is really important, and like I'm in a very lucky position where I can just stay at home. I'm surrounded by my family, I've got a garden where I can walk around and get some fresh air, and like obviously I've got my piano and my recording stuff. Most of my life is the same, except like I'm just not going out. Obviously, that's what a lockdown is. And on a similar note, Weirdo Friendo, by the way, I love your name, that's really funny, asks, how are you spending your free time lately? I've been drawing and writing personally. Typically of me, I've been spending a lot of time on music stuff. I've also been doing exams and assessments. I had my last exam a few days ago, which was really nice. The exam wasn't. I may have had multiple mental breakdowns on the day. However, the fact that it's done is really nice. And I don't think it went terribly. I think if I hadn't been as stressed, then like it probably would have gone better. But you know, I did my best given the situation and given the mood that I was in at the time. The thing with an exam is like, if you do have an off day, there's not really anything you can do about that. But yeah, recently I've been writing essays. Actually, one of the essays I'm writing on K-pop. I've also been watching TV. I don't actually usually watch TV that much, but I watched W, the K-drama, and I wasn't prepared because I didn't know what kind of genre it was, but as I later discovered, I mean, it's kind of all the genres in one. I won't give any spoilers because I hate spoilers. But I really enjoyed it. It's a very good show. I recommend. I also started watching Youth with You, but I put a pause on that because I needed to prepare for my Italian exam. I didn't want like random Korean or even Chinese words like coming into my head. That's just not what I wanted in the Italian exam. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm on season 3 now. I'm not a binge watcher at all, so that's like a pretty big deal for me. I did start it like a year and a half ago though, so I mean, I guess that's comparatively slow progress. Is It the Moon asks, what's your favourite flower? Can I just say that's such a cute question? Part of me was really tempted to go me, but I'm not gonna do that. Instant regret. I'm not sure if I have a specific favourite flower. One that comes to mind is, I think it's called the Midnight Mystic Hyacinth. It flowers either dark purple or black, which I just think is really cool because like how many black flowers do you see, you know? Unless you're watching Beauty and the Beast or something. DJ Raven Dark Sky, that's what that says, okay. Oh dear. Asks, what was the first K-pop song you found? I've been thinking back on this and I don't fully remember, but I know that it was at school. Went to where my friends were all hanging out and they were watching videos. I feel like the first one might have been Run by BTS and the second one was Trespass by Monster X, but I think there might have been a third, which I don't remember. But it was on quite low volume and I saw like 30 seconds of each, so I don't know if that counts. Chained Up might have been one of the others. I love that song, but the video makes me really uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. There's no need for you to be shirtless. I didn't really pay much attention, and then a couple of months after, I was at a birthday party for one of my friends, and they put on a few things, and I wasn't paying much attention actually until a Sister music video came on, and I was like, oh, there are girls doing this too. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. And I decided to look up some of the groups when I got home. But the only group whose name I remembered was EXO. And I remember my friend trying to explain to me that the group was called EXO, so I wrote down XO. And then she said, no, it's EXO. And I said, oh, I thought you said EXO. She said, I did say EXO. It's pronounced EXO, but you write it EXO. And then my other friend was like, well, sometimes before the rap they do say EXO, and I'm like, which one is the right version? So it was obviously a very confusing time. So many tangents. I think the song that got me hooked was Dope by BTS. Andrea Isasi de Avila, help me with names, I'm so sorry, says, what's your favourite song at the moment? The song that comes to mind that I've been listening to on repeat is Non-Stop by Oh My Girl. Oh my gosh, what a banger, it's so good! I've been listening to Oh My Girl since Liar Liar. I should put this down. I've been listening to Oh My Girl since Liar Liar, but this is the first time I've seen them get so much recognition, and it feels like a pretty different thing to what they've usually done, but it still has that typical Oh My Girl feel. They really bring their own colour and their own brightness to it, and like the music video is so pretty, like the board game concept is amazing. I was thinking about how many sets and how many outfits they must have had for that, and like I'm just actually in love with it. I think I might order the physical album because like I've been listening to them for a while, but you know, this one just hits. Also a big shout out to Zombie by Day 6. It's kind of like calm and soothing while still being really sad. All the support to them, I hope they're doing alright. Luke asks, what's your OTP? Well, I think we all know the answer to that now, don't we? Everyone who's sat there thinking, I don't. Yeah, This is what happens when my friends ask me questions. Nobody else has any idea what's going on. Talking of friends who ask me questions, Poppy's made a reappearance asking Billy or Rodney. And you know what? That's a very difficult question. Rodney has that strength and those lengthened legs and those power poses, but you know, Billy has some of that charm that we just can't place otherwise, you know? If anyone is like drastically confused, I refer you to the Now Yoga DVD. You will find all your answers there. Also, Poppy is the one who got me this calendar, so thank you, Poppy. I'm enjoying it. Is It the Moon asks, will we see more of your original songs? Yes. Yes, you will. I'm actually really glad you asked this because I didn't really think anyone was that bothered. I feel like people watch my content for the covers, and I love making the covers, but I do want to be releasing my own stuff too. So yeah, thank you for asking. I am working on some stuff. Now I've been playing around with my new mic. I think we're actually on track to start recording some things. It's gonna be good. You know when you build something up in your head and you're like, I really want this to be amazing, and what if it's just mediocre? But you know, you gotta start somewhere, and if the first few songs don't hit, then you know, there'll be more. On the same note, It's Just Daryl has asked, have you ever thought about releasing an album? The answer is obviously yes. This has been a big goal of mine for a long time. It's actually, I have a list of life goals on my wall in my room. It was actually, is it release an album or was it release 3 studio albums or something? I was like, I've got to be ambitious. I love green. Nobody asked this, but green is my favourite colour. Vanny Halen has asked, your translation is from the translation app or can you speak Korean? On a similar note, Lami Live has asked, are you now fluent in Korean? I can kind of speak Korean. I mean, I'm not sure I'd say I can speak it because I haven't really used it like in conversation with real Korean people, so I'm not gonna say that I'm like good at speaking it, but I can understand a fair bit. These days it's quite cool because I can listen to a song and the lyrics have kind of started working themselves out in my head when I hear some words that I understand. I do use translations to help me, but a lot of the time it will be like I'll not understand a word in a particular sentence, and so I'll use Naver Translate to translate that particular word. But I've been told that my lyrics are quite accurate, so hopefully I'm doing something right. But yeah, I'm definitely not fluent, but I am learning. Oh my gosh, I'm almost at the end of the questions. I am actually like a little bit sad that it's almost done because I'm really enjoying this. Leah, how do you pronounce your name? I'm probably getting all of these wrong anyway, so what does it matter? Leah Huang asks, what are your favourite K-pop boy and girl groups? I'd say BTS is like my ultimate favourite, but in general I am definitely a girl group stan. But as for boy groups, I really like BTS, obviously. I really like Day6. I swear there's a boy group I'm missing. Who else? AB6. They're quite new, but I really like them so far. As for girl groups, oh my gosh, where do I begin? Dreamcatcher, of course, Red Velvet, I love Twice. I really do. I have such a soft spot for them. Also really like Blackpink. CLC, Oh My Girl, I really like as well, as I mentioned earlier. EXID are like really near the top of the list as well, but they're not promoting at the moment, so after we finish this flower, then I guess it's time to go. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you have made it to this point, then honestly thank you. I have had so much fun. I hope that you have had fun too. I hope that this has helped you de-stress a little as well. I feel like I've been watching a lot more content just to kind of get away from things and take a bit of a breather, so I thought it would be nice to contribute to that as well. I just realised I never answered that question about what song describes me perfectly. That's gonna bother me. I'm just gonna go for it and say Anpan Man by BTS. I can be a new superhero. I can be whatever I want to be. I don't know why I picked that because it has so many references to Japanese culture, which I just don't really get. But purely on the basis of being motivated and feeling like really empowered, feeling like a strong person who's capable of a lot of things, I'm gonna go for that and say Anpan Man. And on that note, I think that this brings to a close our video today. That was a weird sentence structure. What language am I trying to speak? I don't know. Thank you again if you asked any questions. It meant that I didn't have a video where I said nothing. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you soon with a new cover. And yeah, bye!